All right, if you missed class today or need a review, we started with where we left off last class. So in our last class, you found families of words and figurative language in your passage from Lord of the Flies, and you started to look for a pattern that connected multiple pieces of evidence. Our work now is to find 2 to 3 more patterns to prepare you for your final. A reminder, at the end of our last class, we watched that video and looked at that green swirly thing, that you have to be on the lookout for connections. Once you see one, you'll see more and more. So always be open to, okay, I found a pattern, what else fits that? But then remember the green swirly thing, be patient. You might not see the pattern right away. Give your eyes and mind time to adjust before saying, I don't see anything. So be patient with yourself. Okay, let's do an example together where I'll show you how many patterns I could find in a simple paragraph. This is the first paragraph of the book. It's on page 7. As you listen to me read this paragraph, think about what repeats, what patterns do you notice? I found 5. The boy with fair hair lowered himself down the last few feet of rock and began to pick his way toward the lagoon. Though he had taken off his school sweater and trailed it now from one hand, his gray shirt stuck to him, and his hair was plastered to his forehead. All round him, the long scar smashed into the jungle was a bath of heat. He was clambering heavily among the creepers and broken trunks when a bird, a vision of red and yellow, flashed upwards with a witch-like cry, and this cry was echoed by another. Okay, see how many patterns you can find. I found 5. Okay, here's my first pattern. You might have noticed also colors. I see gray and yellow, and I see red. Or I see gray and I see red and yellow. Okay, so there are colors there. The next pattern I saw is a pattern of words that connote being broken or destruction. So I saw smashed, broken, maybe clamoring relates to things being broken. I was unsure about that one. The next pattern I saw relates to things being hot and uncomfortable. So his shirt was stuck to him, his hair was plastered to his forehead, it was a bath of heat. The next pattern I saw was things that felt kind of spooky. So creepers, a vision, a witch-like cry echoed, all are kind of spooky in tone. And the last thing very concrete I saw was clothing, his school sweater, his gray shirt. I saw 5 patterns. You might have seen more, you might have seen less. This is the work that you're going to do, is to look for things that repeat, things that connect, things that form patterns. You're going to highlight at least 2 to 3 more patterns that you see. So you're going to notice a pattern, highlight everything that seems to go into that pattern in the same color, then come up with a name for that pattern and color code it to match. For example, maybe you see a tone of playfulness and you do all those words in yellow. Maybe you see a pattern of the weather getting worse and you highlight all of those words and phrases in green. Maybe you notice an interplay, a back and forth between light and dark, and you highlight those in orange. Maybe you notice words and images that create a tone of unpredictability, and those get purple. So record the pattern and the list of words on your white sheet with the themes at the top if you'd like. For me, it really helped to pull out my evidence. You can see I just listed school sweater, gray shirt. It helped me to see it separate. You might be fine just highlighting it on your document. And then if you happen to notice any change or shift in the pattern, write yourself a little note to remember it. Maybe you notice that there's rocks and stones, but the rocks increase in size throughout the passage. Jot that down. As you look for patterns might be things that develop the same tone. They might be things that develop a symbol, some animal, some object that seems to represent another idea. Maybe they all foreshadow the same thing, perhaps destruction, perhaps imminent violence. Perhaps they develop a theme. People are becoming less ordered. People are starting to act as a group instead of as individuals. People are behaving on their instincts. People are being taken away from nature or becoming one with nature. People are losing innocence. And if you're feeling really stuck and you're not sure where to start, look back at the annotations you've already done. You should have circled or underlined things in red that are repeated. Repetition is a huge clue that there's a pattern. Go back to those and notice what is the pattern with what you circled or underlined in red, or what patterns do you notice in or around those words. When you're done with this, you're going to go on to the next video where you try to put this together and think about why these patterns matter. Good luck.